Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa sallallahu ala rasulillah. I want to welcome everybody and say assalamu alaikum to all the brothers and sisters here. And inshallah today we're going to talk about Prophet Jesus. This lecture is entitled Jesus, the Son of Mary. So inshallah we are going to talk and explain what the Muslim perspective is on Jesus alayhi salam, may peace and blessings be upon him. So we're going to read from a booklet and then we're going to give some additional commentary, inshallah. So you know it's that time of the year and there are lots of people, they are saying things about Jesus that in reality, in fact, Jesus never said about himself. And as we go into the history, we did talk about it last week some, but inshallah today we're going to talk in some more detail about Jesus alayhi salam and talk about some of the misconceptions that are spread in his name. So the text starts with the Basmalah, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, and it says, as a mercy from Allah, Allah sent many messengers to humanity. A messenger, Islamically speaking, is a prophet. Now a prophet, Islamically speaking, is a man who receives divine revelation from the Creator. And a messenger is a type of prophet. He is a man who receives divine revelation and he comes with a new sacred law. In Arabic, the term is Sharia. He comes with a new sacred law that cancels, abolishes some or all of the laws of the previous messenger. So every messenger is a prophet, but not every prophet is a messenger. Okay? So all the prophets and messengers, they all came with the same belief about the Creator. The Creator is one, there's only one God, and there's only one true belief in God. One of the great sayings related to Tawheed, to the science pertaining to the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is the saying of Al-Junayd al-Baghdadi, and he said, "At-taghayyaru akbaru alamatul huduth." He said that change, transformation is the greatest indication of being a creation. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not subject to change, is not subject to development. So the true belief about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't change. Now what might change are some of the laws. So one messenger, he comes with laws, and then when the next messenger comes, he will change some, meaning by the orders of Allah. Some of those laws will be different from the laws of the previous messenger. Or as we said, sometimes they may abrogate in totality, cancel in totality the laws of the previous messenger. But all the prophets, they came with the same belief. Okay, worship the Creator and not the creations. That's the belief. All the prophets said the same belief. And the prophets themselves, they have certain characteristics. What are some of the characteristics of the prophets? Yes? They are all handsome. Yeah, this is a quality of all the prophets. What's another attribute of the prophets? They're all truthful. What else? Courageous, trustworthy. They convey the revelation. Okay, these are some of the attributes of the Anbiya, of the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So all the prophets, they came with the same belief and they came with the same religion, the religion of Islam. So when you look at some of the other religions, you will find that they are named, for example, after people, like the religion called Buddhism. It's named after Buddha. You have the religion of Christianity, which they would say is named after Jesus, and they give him the title, the Christ. So Judaism is named after, from one report, from the tribes of Judah. So named after people. The religion of Islam, it literally means, or let's say religiously, the religion Islam means the submission to the orders of the Creator. And that is believing in God properly and believing in the prophets. And the prophet of this time for humanity to follow is Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The prophet himself, he said, "Al-anbiya'u ikhwatun li'allat, dinuhum wahid wa ummahatuhum shatta, wa ana awla an-nasi bi'Isa ibn Maryam, laysa bayni wa baynahu nabiy." He said that the prophets are like brothers. They have the same fathers, but they have different mothers. meaning that their belief is all the same, but their laws may be different. And then he said that he, alayhi salam, Prophet Muhammad, is said that he is the most deserving of Jesus, and there is no prophet between him and Jesus, meaning Jesus was the last prophet prior to the coming of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So all the prophets, they have the same religion, which is in reality Islam. If you think, use common sense, even from a Christian point of view, for example, that it's very clear that Moses did not follow the religion of Christianity. He didn't follow the religion of Judaism either, but it's very, very, very clear he did not follow the religion of Christianity. Nor did Abraham follow the religion of Christianity, nor did Noah follow the religion of Christianity. Yet these prophets, they had a religion. What was their religion in reality? Islam. They were men who submitted to the orders, the divine orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So indeed, all the prophets, they were men who submitted to the Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they called people to follow the religion of Islam. So the religions, maybe the laws, the sacred law, and in Arabic, what's the term for sacred law? Although now they try to make it look like it's a bad word in the media.
Sharia.
It's called Sharia, okay? So this sacred law, the prophets, they had laws. When they came and they instructed people on how to conduct their lives. They had laws, sacred laws to follow. So all the prophets, they had laws, they followed laws, but some laws differed from one to the next, to the other. Now Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he is among ulul azm. Also Prophet Jesus is among ulul azm. These are the 5 greatest prophets. And in ascending order, who can give them in ascending order the greatest prophets, the 5 greatest, from number 5 to number 1? Who knows number 5? Yes? Yes, Ahmed.
Isa.
No, number 5 was Nuh. He's number 5.
Noah.
Then Prophet Jesus,
Musa.
Prophet Moses,
Ibrahim.
Prophet Ibrahim,
Muhammad.
and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So as Muslims, we love Jesus and we regard him as one of the absolute greatest of all the creations. But we do not worship Jesus alayhi salam. He is a human being, and human beings, they don't deserve to be worshipped. None of the creations deserve to be worshipped. So Prophet Jesus alayhi salam, he is among the greatest of all the creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he was born to Lady, what was his mother's name? Lady Maryam. Okay? So let's mention a couple of points here, because you are going to meet people who are going to bring up things and you need to know how to explain. So Jesus alayhi salam, he called people to worship the Creator and not the creations. Just as Muslims, that they call the Muslims now in this era, we call people to worship the Creator and not the creation. So Jesus, he was a Muslim, he followed the religion of Islam, he called people to worship the Creator and not the creations. Now there is a slander that you see is spread amongst people, that they spread against Muslims. There was a character named Dr. Mori, I believe is his name. And he says, and he spread this among what they call the Christian evangelicals. They say that Muslims worship the moon. Has anybody seen this before?
Yeah, on Fox News.
Yeah, on Fox News they say it even?
Yeah, Fox News, they say that they have a moon god.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. On Fox? I mean, I shouldn't be shocked, it's Fox. But I mean, even in the mainstream they say this.
I
Okay.
thought they said that only in Greek mythology.
Okay. So let's look at this for a minute, because this is important, because a lot of times if you're talking to a Christian, this guy, he has in his mind that you're praying to the moon. And they say the proof, the dalil, they don't say dalil, but dalil means proof. The dalil that the Muslims worship the moon is, you see the mosques, some of the mosques, they have crescents on top of them. So that means the Muslims worship the moon. This is an absolute lie. The Quran says, do not make sujood to the sun or the moon, but make sujood to Allah, who created both of them. Okay, explicit. The Quran tells us that the Creator is not similar to the creations. The crescent moon was adopted by some Muslims, meaning some Muslim rulers, centuries after the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And adopting it for Muslims, how is the moon significant to us?
Tells us when Ramadan.
You look for we use a lunar calendar, right? We go by the stage of the moon to know the month. The word month is from the word what? Moon. Okay? So when you see the new moon, the crescent, it looks like a backward C, little thin sliver in the sky around sunset, that you know that this is the sign that the new month has begun. Doesn't mean that we worship the moon. There's no verse in the Quran that tells people to worship the moon. There is no book or treatise of Islamic belief on the Muslim belief that says Muslims should worship the moon. This is just something that they made up in order to try to put, as you say, poison the well, put poison thoughts in people's minds. So if a real Muslim comes, or a real Muslim comes and tries to explain the belief, this Christian guy, for instance, he's thinking in the back of his mind, well, I'm not going to worship the moon like these people do. This is something foolish. Look a little bit further. If you open up sometimes you might come across a Bible. I have some Bibles in the place down the hall. That you open it up in the beginning of the Bible, in English, what does it say? It says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. Isn't that what it says? If you know the Bible, that's the first line in the Bible. And in the Arabic Bible, because was the Bible originally written in English? No. Well, it was in Hebrew and Aramaic, ancient languages like this, not English. That it mentions in Arabic, it says that Allah bada'a, He created, He originated, and they say the word Allah. They use the word Allah, it's in the Arabic Bible. So what's that saying for these so-called Christian evangelicals? What are they saying about their brothers and sisters in Christianity? What are they saying? They're saying that Christians, who were Christians first, the Arabs or the English-speaking people?
The Arabs.
The Arabs. And the Arabs, they use what word to refer to the one that they worship? I'm not saying they have the valid belief, but what do they use? If someone asks any Arabic-speaking person, whatever his religion is, whether he is a Muslim, a Christian, or a Jew, what religion, what is the word he's going to say is a name for God in the Arabic language?
Allah.
He's going to say Allah. So this guy, this Christian evangelical in Sugar Ditch somewhere, he's going to be saying that his brothers and sisters in Christianity, who were Christian multiple centuries before Christianity was spoken in English, the religion of Christianity reached the English-speaking people, he's going to say that his brothers and sisters in Christianity are moon worshippers. Some of the Christians, they say that the word Allah means the devil. So now they're saying that their Christian brothers and sisters worship the devil. And if you look in similar Semitic languages, the word Allah is used for God. This shows you that these guys, they are lying. They are lying. They have an agenda because they don't want the people to really get the message of Islam. They want the message to be so mixed up in people's minds so that even when the truth arrives to them, they'll be so confused that they won't be able, they won't accept it. So let's continue, inshallah. So just be aware. Somebody tells you that Allah, the Muslims worship the moon, you make it very clear that this is false, and the Quran tells us otherwise, not to worship the moon or the sun or any other creation, but the core message of Islam is worship the Creator and not the creations. Okay, so let's talk now a little bit about Lady Mary. Lady Maryam, she is, of course, the mother of Jesus. And she lived during the time of Prophet Zachariah. And he was a great prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as all the prophets were. And Zachariah, he followed the laws of the previous messenger. The previous messenger was, before Zachariah, before Prophet Jesus. Before Prophet Jesus, who was the messenger? The laws that the people were to follow. Prophet Moses, in Arabic, Prophet Musa. He had divine laws. And Prophet Zachariah was following the laws of Moses. So Lady Maryam, she followed the laws of Prophet Musa as Prophet Zachariah followed the laws of Prophet Musa. alayhi salam. Now the Quran, there is a chapter of the Quran, and what's its title related to this topic? It's called Surah Maryam, the chapter of Mary, the chapter of Lady Mary. So the idea that Muslims, that we hate Jesus, or that we attribute ugly, horrendous things to Jesus, this is a fabrication. To the contrary, we regard him, as we said, as one of the greatest of all the creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what do we say about his mother? What do we say about Lady Mary? She was the greatest woman that ever lived and the greatest that ever will live. It's mentioned in the Quran, Allah Ta'ala revealed, Ya Maryamu, inna Allah astafaki wa taharaki wa astafaki ala nisa'il alameen. That Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala gave Lady Mary a status, and that Allah Ta'ala chose Lady Mary, meaning she was the chosen one in this sense, and gave her a status over the rest of the women. So she is the greatest of the women. We love Lady Mary, alayhi salam. So Prophet Jesus, alayhi salam, he is the son of the greatest of all the women who ever lived. MashaAllah, a lot of these people, they don't know this. They don't know this. A lot of the non-Muslims, they don't know this. And I think for da'wah purposes, if you're giving da'wah to in the Latino community, it's very important to mention this. Because a lot of the Latino people, they have a special place in their heart for the one that they regard as the mother of Jesus. Okay, but they don't understand the right belief. Okay, what is the name for Mary in Spanish?
Maria.
Maria. Okay, how many Marias in the Mexican community?
Everybody.
Allahu Akbar. Maybe every third person, every third woman, mashallah. So she is highly regarded, but there are misconceptions. So let's mention about what happened with Lady Mary and her conception of Prophet Jesus alayhi salam. So Lady Mary, she went to fetch water, she went to get water. And while she was there going to get water, Angel Jibreel alayhi salam, Angel Gabriel approached her. And she was startled at first, worried, who is this person? Is he going to cause me harm? And Angel Jibreel alayhi salam, he told her that he is a messenger. Now, not a prophet, and not in the sense of a prophet, but you can call the angels messengers, okay? But not in the sense that they are prophets, but they are coming to deliver a message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he said, I am the messenger of your Lord to you, and I was sent to give you a pious child who is pure from sins. So Lady Mary, she said, how can that be? Because no man has touched me, meaning she has not had the relations. She was a virgin. So no man has had relations with her, and she's not an adulteress, and she's not a fornicator. So how could this be? So Jibreel, he said to her, creating a son without a father is an easy matter for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that this will be a sign to the people of the power of Allah. And then he mentioned that he, meaning Allah ta'ala, will send him, meaning Prophet Jesus, as a mercy and an endowment to the one who follows him and believes in him. And creating him, meaning Prophet Jesus, is a matter Allah willed and destined, so it will not be blocked or changed. So, a couple of points here. Some people, they will tell you, well, the proof that Jesus is God is that he did not have a biological father, if you wish. What do we say to that claim? Because it's not illogical. You don't say because he did not have he was conceived in an uncustomary way, you don't jump to the conclusion that he is God. What is our answer to that?
Adam didn't have a mother or a father.
Adam, alayhi salam, he did not have a mother and he did not have a father. Okay? So, not having a father, if that were a proof for a so-called godhood, then all the more they would have to attribute godhood to Prophet Adam. You see? And also Lady Hawa, Lady Eve, she did not have a mother and did not have a father. They are not God, they are creations. But they are creations that they were created in a way that is not or let's say in a manner that's not customary, meaning not the way things usually occur. So Jesus alayhi salam, he was, or Lady Mary, she became pregnant in an uncustomary way. Angel Gabriel blew the soul of Jesus into, it got into the body of Lady Mary. And it wasn't by him touching her or anything like that. And be aware that the soul is a creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The soul, or we use the word in Arabic, ruh, soul or spirit. So we mean the same thing. It's not the case that Allah is a spirit and that part of Allah ta'ala entered into Lady Mary. Allah is not a spirit. Okay, there's an ayah in the Quran, Allah ta'ala revealed فَنَفَخْنَا فِيهِ مِن رُوحِنَا, which some people, they think of this ayah that Allah is a spirit and then part of Allah went into Lady Mary, and then that's how Jesus was conceived. The spirit is a type of body. The physical, we have our physical body, right? Which is made of what? What is our physical body composed of? Fundamentally, it's made out of soil. Okay, and the body as we have it is with what? Flesh and what else? Bones, blood, okay, the organs. So that's our physical body. In addition to the physical body, there is the soul, the spirit. And its reality is not known to us. Okay, we don't know the reality of the soul. But the soul or the spirit is not God and it's not part of God. Is that clear? The ayah that we mentioned, it's in At-Tahrim, the end of At-Tahrim, that it's telling us that Allah Ta'ala created an honorable soul in Jesus alayhi salam. So it doesn't mean that the soul of Jesus is part of God, but when it says the soul in this sense of Allah, meaning it is a soul honored by Allah. And there's a similar verse about Prophet Adam, where some people, they think that a part of God went into Adam, and this is not the case. These ayat, these two ayahs, they mean that Allah Ta'ala, Allah created an honorable soul in Prophet Jesus and an honorable soul in Prophet Adam. And the fact is, for all the prophets, Allah Ta'ala created honorable souls in them. Now Jesus, Lady Mary, she became pregnant, and some scholars, they mentioned her time that she was pregnant was 9 months, which is typical. And some said shorter than that, and other times. They said 8 months, and some scholars said other than that. So this issue, she is pregnant, and then the signs of pregnancy start to show upon her. And her cousin, Yusuf. Now this is not Yusuf the prophet. Isn't there a prophet called Yusuf? Yes. Okay, there's a whole surah in the Quran, chapter of the Quran, it's called Surah Yusuf, Joseph. There is Joseph the prophet, who was an ancient prophet who existed before the time of Prophet Moses alayhi salam. And then there is this Joseph, who is the cousin of Lady Mary. Now in the Christian tradition, Joseph is married to Lady Mary, although they had not consummated the marriage. Okay, so but as we know as Muslims, Joseph was her cousin, but they were not married. So when he saw the signs of Lady Mary, that she's pregnant, she's looking pregnant, but he knew about her, all he knew about her was goodness. She was among the awliya. We said she was the greatest of the women, right? Yeah. She had karamat. Among her karamat are extraordinary acts that Allah gives, or extraordinary abilities, gifts that Allah gives to the ultra-righteous. So one of her karamat was that, and this is back in the olden days, right guys? That she would have the fruit of the winter, she would have it available to her in the summertime. Because back then you only got the fruits that were in what? In season, okay? Not like now you have a refrigeration and fast transport. You ate the fruits that were in season. So she would eat the fruit, she would have available to her the fruits of the summer, she would have them in the winter. And the fruits of the winter, she would have them in the summer. This is what we say karama, this is extraordinary. So Allah Ta'ala gave her this, among the extraordinary things that occurred to her, this was one of them. Alayha salam. So Lady Mary, she is looking like she's pregnant, but Yusuf knows that all I know about this young lady is that she is extremely pious and virtuous. And she's not married. So how do you reconcile this? Person looks like them, you know about them, all you've seen in them is goodness and righteousness. This person's not married, hasn't been married, but appears to be pregnant. This is going to disturb a person's mind, right? Because you want to think well, you need to think well of this person, but this looks odd. How do you account for this? So look at how he addressed her. And it's very nice, and it shows you the tact. You know what I mean by tact? Anybody? Was it skillful in how he addressed her on this issue? He didn't come out and say, how could this be? Who were you with? Didn't do like this. Okay, he said it in a way, mashallah, very tactful. So he decided when upon seeing this, and this is disturbing his mind, he doesn't know what to make of this. So he asked her, tell me, would plants grow without seeds? Would trees grow without rainfall? Would there be a child without a father? So he's trying to, say, did he accuse her directly? No, he's trying to get to the bottom of it. So then look at how she answered. Did she get, as they say, an attitude? No. What did she say? She said to all these questions, or let's say that when she was asked these questions, she said to all of them, yes. And then she said, did you not know that Allah made the plants emerge without seeds on the day He originated them? Meaning the beginning of creation, the plants did not come from seeds. They were grown, they were full grown. Just like Prophet Adam, he was not created as a baby. And then she said, did you not know that Allah created the trees the first time without rain? And did you not know that Allah created Adam and Hawa without a mother and a father? You see, she answered in a very tactful way. And then Yusuf, he knew all these things were true. He knows, yeah. Because when he asked the question, he probably wasn't thinking that way. But he knows, yeah, this is true. And when she responded in that way, he felt assured that something incredible has happened with Lady Mary. Something extraordinary has happened to her. So now when the time for her delivery was coming, like she's feeling like I'm getting close to giving birth, Lady Mary, she retreated from the people. And she was under a dead palm tree. And out of her shyness, her modesty, because this is going to be a big scandal. Nowadays, somebody gets pregnant without a father around, meaning they're not married. Do they think this is a big issue in this country nowadays? It is the norm. Statistically, it's the norm. Not norm religiously, I said what? Statistically, yeah. Yeah, so, but for her and people at that time, this was a tremendous shame. Even here in the South, not that many generations ago. If a young girl got pregnant down here and she wasn't married, what happened to her?
They ship her up north.
She disappeared. They ship her where? Up north, right? She might come back 6-7 years later and she has a child, but she's not going to stick around while she's pregnant with a baby. Is that clear? Because of the shame it's going to bring on the family. Okay? Nowadays, you know how it is. And this is by design, guys. To encourage the young people to fall into fornication, to make zina, this is by design. So don't think that it's something that just happens by accident. So let's finish this part here, inshallah. So she retreated from the people, and while she was under a tree, she's feeling worried, like what's going to happen? Because this is going to be a big scandal, and she knows she's innocent. She didn't do anything wrong. So then Angel Jibreel alayhi salam, he came to her again, and he comforted her. And he told her that Allah has made a small stream of water run nearby, and she could drink from that. And if she shakes the palm tree, then it will turn green, and there will be dates available for her. This is something. Is this normal? No. Okay, Allah Ta'ala gave her this extraordinary event. And then Jibreel told her, he advised her, that when it is time for her to face her people with her son, that she should gesture to them that she has made a vow of silence, that she's not going to speak. Okay? Now, after she gave birth, she went to her people about 40 days later. And then the people, they were astonished, like, what is this? This young lady, she has a child. So what is this?